Welcome to Master Music Bok Suna. It's wonderful to have you here today. How are we feeling today on this Saturday?
I am like full transparency. I'm honestly feeling not too hot, but I'm powering through. I'm happy to be here. It's great to meet you.
I am very excited to have you here today. I'd like to start by kind of going back to what your introduction was to music. When do you remember, I don't know, maybe you're the first song that you felt like, oh my gosh, this is amazing that there's this song, or maybe what was happening in your household? Was it a musical household, or did you have to find it on your own, or what was happening?
I just always really like gravitated towards music and like creative stuff since I was a kid. And then when I was a teenager, I started volunteering for this place called Real Art Tacoma. It's
What's it
like
called?
Real Art Tacoma. It's a little all ages music venue, and
Nice.
so I just got a bunch of free shows volunteering for
Wow.
that place, and kind of fell in love with music and like the process like behind the scenes and stuff like that.
Okay, well, who were you listening to when you became a teenager? You're 13, 14 years old. Who was like your most influential artist that you were like, oh my God, you speak my truth?
Probably like Deftones or like Mitski or something. And then just a lot of like underground random stuff. Like I liked a lot of noise projects that like nobody's ever heard of before, like Goatman and stuff like that.
Okay, how did you find them?
They would just come in through the venue, or like I had friends that was really into noise.
So, what was your relationship with music? Was it something that you used to calm yourself down or keep yourself in a good mood, or it was just on all of the time?
Yeah, it's like kind of like music kind of plays the same role that like a friend would play in my life. Like it's very like when I'm listening to music, I'm like hanging out with music. When I'm like, I don't know, it's like kind of like a relationship with a human. It's weird.
I love that. There's nothing to do for music, but let it be, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. And so, therefore, the relationship is kind of easy and it can be whatever you need it to be in whatever moment. Like if you're sad, you can find sad music. If you're happy, you can find, kind of happy and excited music. And so it can help. Okay, your friend music, you're getting in the venues, you're seeing kind of behind the scenes. Is it what you anticipated it would be like?
Um, kind of, I guess. Like I definitely romanticized it more when I was younger.
Okay, and what did you think before you did it, and then what kind of changed after you were involved in it?
I don't know. I guess I thought there would be a lot more like gratification from like doing shows, but typically after I do a show, I feel kind of like uncertain. Like I feel kind of bad. Like, okay, what can I do differently next time? Or, stuff
Critiquing.
like that. Yeah, like it's before I thought I would be like, oh, celebrating, like my show is done, but like I don't really feel like that. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's put that on the list of things to work on for 2025 because you should be able to enjoy it and
I do.
celebrate because it is a really magical thing to be able to create music and share it with people. And I do think that, artists have a thing where they're perfectionists, which how can art be perfect? Is it possible to make it? And do people need it to be perfect? That's really my question. Do we really want it to be perfect? As a consumer, as the person that's taking in your music, am I listening for perfection or am I really, I'm just looking to connect with you. I'm hoping that I hear something that I go, oh, yeah. Not, oh, did she get that note right at that part, or did she mess up the bridge, or did she say the wrong words, or she should have been louder in this part. I mean, that's what you're doing to yourself. You're critiquing harshly. And I think maybe that's just, part of being an artist is like you just want to be better and better. But when you worked at the venues and you were watching other artists, were you critiquing them that hard?
Um, no, I don't. Maybe when I first got into shows, I was a little bit like judgmental just because I was like projecting myself onto
Okay.
the other artists. But no, I'm
Like
on.
if the sound wasn't right or if the visual, what parts were you like, that's weird. You should be what? Not a better singer, better at production.
No, nothing like that. Just more like like would they be proud of what they were putting out there and stuff like that. Like I don't know, thinking way too hard about it.
Okay.
But I'm definitely not as hard on other people than I am on myself.
Right.
Just because, yeah, like you said, music is music. It's about like connecting to people. It's not about like listening for mistakes or anything like that. That's a good way to reframe my thinking.
When you were growing up, what were your parents hoping that you would do?
My parents wanted me to be like a doctor or a lawyer, kind of, the classic, like stereotypical Asian family.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm not a doctor or a lawyer, but I do work in mental health, so it's kind of medical. So I
Did they
mean,
have a hard time accepting that this is what you wanted to do? I mean, what
music.
was the kind of feedback that you were getting when you were like, I really love music, I've got to be a part of it any way that I can? What was their reaction to that?
Well, I guess music was kind of more of an escapism for me, so I kind of didn't involve like people in my life. Like it was kind of something that I kind of kept behind the scenes and did on my own time.
You weren't sharing.
No, not with the people like closest to me, like not my friends or my family or nothing.
Okay. Who were you? Did you have a good group or community that you could share if you were were you writing songs at this time? Because I understand you started writing quite young.
Yeah, I started writing when I was like 14-ish, like writing and recording. And I mean, I guess most of the support that I was getting was from people that I met through the music video or the music venue that I was
Uh-huh.
volunteering at. Like they would like promote the show and stuff like that. But I think most of the people that listen to my music are strangers.
Yeah. Does it feel safer that way?
Definitely. I feel like it's like my friends and my family wouldn't really connect to my music even. Like I don't think it's really stuff that they would normally listen to.
It's not. When you started writing music when you were 14, what were you, I mean, what was your plan? Were you writing just because you felt compelled to do that? Do you play an instrument?
Yeah, I started playing guitar like the year before that.
Okay. Did you take lessons?
Nope. I started actually doing lessons after I started teaching myself.
Nice. So do
Yeah,
you play by ear?
pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate reading sheet music. It takes me forever to like. Wait, what is that?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I wish that I had the talent to do it because then you can just play anything, but then also I can pretty much figure out anything. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess it would be quicker sometimes for me to be able to sit down and be like, oh, this. But sometimes, there's joy in the journey of figuring out a song where you're trying to going, what is that chord? What is that chord? I'm getting, you keep getting to that one part of the song and you're like, I don't know what this is. What did they do? And sometimes like I like that kind of angst on top of figuring out what that is when I'm listening because I like to sit down, turn on a song that I've heard, and I go, "Oh, I love that. How do I play this on the piano?" And so I think sometimes there's more joy in just kind of figuring out. When you started learning the guitar quietly in your room where no one could hear you, um, were you thinking at that time I might write music, or you were just interested in the guitar?
No, I was actually just interested in the guitar, but then when I started lessons, there was like a recording aspect to it. Like they had a like if I was practicing guitar on something, he'd be like, "Oh, like let's just record this." And then so I kind of got into recording that way. And then I made an EP shortly after, and now I'm doing all this stuff I'm doing now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not skip so quick and so fast ahead. There's been more than 15 minutes since you started writing. When you started writing music, what were your topics at the time? Like what were you struggling with or thinking about or what did you want to write about?
Honestly, it's trigger warning, kind of some dark topics, but I had undiagnosed schizoaffective at the time, so
Okay.
completely unmedicated, was in active psychosis, had no idea what was wrong with me, but like felt like something was wrong with me. And like it made me super suicidal just because my brain was all jumbled up and woo-ha. And so a lot of my songs during that time and the album after were about suicide.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like that anymore. I got on medication and went through the whole mental health system and stuff. So
Well, congratulations for getting the help that you needed. We're glad that you're here. Let me just start by saying that. I certainly am closely familiar with suicide. I had a daughter who struggled when she was a teenager, which I have discussed. She knows that I share this when I talk to people. I think it's an important thing to talk about, that people can be in that state and find a way through it. I think the one thing that she used to say to me is, Mom, you can't expect me to just keep living like this. Like, the idea that she was just always going to feel so hopeless, that, she just, who would live like that? And when I thought about it that way, because I couldn't understand why she didn't want to be with me, with us here. I couldn't, it was so hard for me to understand it as her mother. And when she said that, I thought, oh, yeah, I guess I wouldn't ask you to suffer forever if you had cancer, you know? So, kudos to you for getting the help that you needed. And I'm glad that you're feeling better. And I also think it's really important to write those songs, because you're certainly not the only person, nor will you be the last person who ever experiences those thoughts and feelings. It really matters. Do you have people coming up to you when you perform who talk about those songs and go, yeah, I remember feeling the same way? And how do you respond to that?
No, actually, a lot of people assume that I write like breakup songs or like songs about like, romantic stuff, which I think is interesting because they really don't. But that's just what I get a lot.
All right. So once you graduated, what was the plan then?
I honestly wanted to go to like med school. Like I was like
You were
trying,
going to do it.
yeah, I was trying to go down that route, but I don't know. I need something more creative and more tapped into like my empathy, like compassion. Like I can't be doing all medical doohickeys. I think it started out as just wanting to have a creative outlet. And then also maybe a little bit of like I have schizoaffective and was like in psychosis when I started music. And I thought I was like Jesus Christ and God was like compelling me to write music. So
Okay.
that was my introduction to kind of to like writing and putting music out there. But now I do like kind of the more businessy stuff. Like I kind of like working with other artists, like signing contracts, random stuff, or doing interviews like this. I like doing those. Yeah.
Okay. You don't mind the business side of the music industry. I think a lot of times it's a real struggle for people to manage both sides, both the creative side and the kind of the business side that you have to do with all the promo and, got to create, there's got to be artwork for the single or the EP, or what's the vision. And you're like, I don't, not everybody thinks that way. So the most recent album comes out this fall?
It actually comes out in August.
Okay. This is Carnate.
Yes, comes out August 29th. So end of summer, beginning of fallish.
That's my baby's birthday, my youngest baby.
Oh, yay.
He'll be 8.
Two carnates, one baby, one album.
Yes, I love it. Okay, how does that? I know you put out an EP before, but there's a serious amount of songs on this. I mean, it's an LP. Yeah,
Yes, they're quite short songs, but it is a lengthier one.
yeah. How did it feel making this project?
It was super fun, actually. It was the first project that I've done with somebody else.
Okay,
So I worked with Oliver Hollingshead, and he's a drummer in Hillsborough right now. He's been in a few other projects, but yeah, we basically did that whole album together, and it was really fun.
okay. What's it like writing with another person? I mean, you started off writing by yourself as Jesus, as you said. Uh, so in a completely different state. When you were writing this album with another person, did you have a hard time kind of sharing your ideas, or did you guys know each other before? How did you establish a good working relationship in order to do this?
We actually had just met, like, we had played two shows together and decided to work on the next album together. And I don't know, it was just pretty chill vibe. Like, I feel like I made the skeleton of all the songs, and then Oliver added in, like, all, like, the flesh and the meat. And then it became,
Okay.
like, Carnate. It became, yeah, an
How
Carnation.
does how does it feel to have something when you come to it and be like, here's the bare bones, like, literally you're like, okay, so I've got this little, I don't know what, I don't know what I want to put with it, or I don't know what to add to it to make it whatever. To have somebody come in and be like, what if we did this and what if we did that? How do you creatively go, yeah, that other idea I don't love as much? Or because you kind of knew each other, most of the things he did were a yes? Because I just feel like, I don't know, I like my ideas. I have a hard time going, yeah, no, your idea's good. That's good. I don't, like, how do you marry those two things?
I guess I just don't really have that issue. Like I am very like when I work with other people, I'm very like I do me, you do you. And
Okay.
so whenever Oliver sent me something, it wasn't anything like, oh, I don't really like this. I don't really. It was just like I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Like
Okay. So you were matched well together.
yeah, I feel like probably Oliver would give himself more criticism than I would over the ideas.
How did you manage him when he was, kind of in a self doubt thing and you're like, dude, it's like, how do you talk to somebody out of kind of destroying the thing they've made?
I would kind of just give out compliments whenever I could. Like if I like just be honest with him about how I felt about it, which was positive. You know, I
Yeah.
really liked anything that he added. I felt like it really elevated anything that I was working on. And like I can't play drums or anything, so I appreciate him doing drums for like basically everything.
I'm so jealous of drummers, whistlers and drummers. How do you feel about what's coming? Do you feel
Um,
prepared for everyone to hear it? Are you anxious to be there already?
I feel good about it, honestly. Like I know when we first finished the album, I was like really like, wow, I hate it. Can we start over? But I think it's because we listened to it like way too many times, and it sounded like really like just like mud and mush.
Yeah,
But at this point, like since I've taken some time away from it and listened back to it again recently, I was like, I feel like I'm okay with this. I feel like it's better in comparison to what I've done before. Like the mixing is definitely better and stuff like
yeah. I think it's beautiful. By the
that.
way, I got the pre-listen, which I always feel like so special, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I think it's really beautiful. I can completely imagine once you've listened to something a zillion times, you're like, is this what have I done? Like, this is crazy because you've heard it so many times. You're like, okay, yeah, I've heard that. And, 10 seconds of it at a time over and over and over again. I cannot listen to this anymore. So good on you for kind of taking a step back. Do you have any favorites from this album that you're looking forward to performing?
Probably Bastard Cactus. I really like that song because I wrote it when I was so young. I think I was like 14 or 15 when I wrote it. And it just reminds me of being 14 and 15. It's really funny. And there was also like birds dying in it and stuff. Like,
Did you say birds dying?
yeah, there's like sounds of birds, but then I like bit crushed it and like messed with the I forgot what you call it. But I messed with the mixing and it sounds like robot birds dying. And that's
Wow.
it's
That's
very
amazing.
quiet in the background. But yeah, I just love how weird that song is.
Okay, I love that. What does your family think now? I mean, surely you're sharing stuff with family and friends now?
Not really. I
No?
mean, they might see it on like social media, but I don't really talk to my family about music too much.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, yeah, I don't. They don't really know too much about it.
Okay. I mean, my family's a little bit the same with the podcasting. They're like, they know I do that thing, but strangers are listening. So I do
Yeah,
get
just
that.
about yeah.
Yeah. When you give birth to Carnate, do you have shows already planned to perform?
Not after the album, but I have a couple shows coming up recently. Like I have one on the July 14th, I believe.
Okay. What do you love about live performance?
What do I love about live performance? Honestly, just like chilling in the green room, getting to know other people, and like kind of building connections with people that way, building community that way.
I want to be in the
Um,
room. I want to be in the green room.
yes,
I
the
want to
green
be.
room vibes.
What is your hope for this album?
I honestly don't have like any particular hope with it. I just made it and I want it out there. Pretty much simple as that, really.
I mean, I think it's so incredible that we can do it. Like, we don't have to have, some major record label to distribute and make whatever. Like, we can find a way to put our music out there, even if you. But are you doing physical vinyls?
Yep.
I love that so much. So freaking much. I was just talking to somebody the other day and I was like, "Are you going to do vinyls?" And they were like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Listen, pre order. You don't have to have a gazillion of them, but have people do pre orders and whoever wants it." Because people, even who, the people who like smaller artists, like it's cool to have the thing that, however they made the artwork. Like, who made your artwork? How did you do that? Is it something you did or somebody else did for you?
Yeah, I just made all my artwork.
I mean, that's like, it's so cool that you can have that in print in hand and be like, this is something that not only when you put it on the um, turntable, yes, record player, also turntable, right? Okay. Anyway, God bless me today. You say, okay, that the sounds that are coming out of that, that's me. But also the artwork that's on the front, that's me. Also, the lyrics and the names of the song, that's me. Like that, I did that. And to be able to physically have something that you made like that has to feel amazing.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, that's, when I eventually perish from this world, that's my legacy. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, I love that. Very exciting. All right, let's get into I have 7 not rapid fire questions. Just 7 fun questions. For
Okay.
those that love you, the strangers that are out there, they're not your strangers, they're your community, folks that are listening to your music, the things that they would like to know about you, or the things that I would like to know about you, or both. Number 1, what would be your ideal vacation? Now, this could be a place that you go, or a thing that you do, or both.
Ideal vacation. I kind of want to go out into like, this isn't really a vacation, but like, actually, yeah, let's do a vacation one. I want to go to some like tropical area. I don't know, like a rainforest or something, and
Okay.
like cabin up. I don't know. I
Okay.
live in the city. I live in Seattle. I'm like constantly surrounded by concrete, brick, skyscrapers. Like, I need some nature in my life. Some like,
Like, hike up to a place that's like in the trees kind
yeah,
of
and like
place.
as naturally as possible. Like build my
Yeah.
own fires, like my own shelter and stuff. I don't know.
Okay. I could down with that. I've had a couple people who have talked about like literally just needing to be as close to the earth as possible. Like, out in nature, feet on the ground, literally, stuff on their back. Like, that's where they feel the most at home or is really relaxing for them. Jenny Magana, the bassist for Mitski, that was hers.
Oh yeah, it's right.
Yeah. So she really liked to get out there far into the nature. And I'm like, yeah, I've done that. I no longer want to sleep on the ground. I can make a fire, but I would like for it to be in a fire pit that's very close to stairs, that is very close to a toilet and a hot shower.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that forever, but like for a vacation,
For an experience.
for an experience, like I would definitely do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Okay. Next question. What is your favorite concert that you have ever attended and one that you would like to? An artist that you really need to see in person, live.
My favorite concert that I've seen, live performance I've seen, is probably my first concert ever, which is a Wiz Khalifa concert, which is really random. I don't even like Wiz Khalifa like that, but like
But
we pulled
still,
up.
the first time.
Yeah, that was my introduction to live shows was freaking Wiz Khalifa. He like brought his like little dog on stage. it was like comically small. It was so tiny. And it was like on the stage, it was everything.
That is hilarious. Okay. What was your favorite thing about that concert? Like, what surprised you or made you feel good outside of the teeny tiny dog, which, you know.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, the dog kind of made it for me. He was just like, I don't know, he like introduced him like another artist. And so I expected like a human being to like come out with a microphone and like sing with him, but it was just like a little dog that came out behind the curtain.
That is
It was
awesome.
so cute.
That's great. Okay, good answer. Okay, who would you like to see? Who's
Um,
on the list?
Definitely Snoop Dogg. He's getting old and I need to see him because I've missed every time he's come to Seattle. But
He is a magical human being.
yeah, I love that he does everything. Like he's not just a rapper. He's like, I also
Yes.
have a baking show with Martha Stewart. I also have like a
He
interview show. I have like
he
a
did commentary for the Olympics with Kevin Hart.
yeah, that's what
That
he does
was
everything.
hilarious.
I think he makes his own cereal now. Like he's got a cereal brand. Like
Listen, if people are smart, they got a brand. Like I was just listening to Liz's new album yesterday, or I think she's calling it her mixtape. But either way, it's like 13 songs. And she's talking about how she got rich on Yiddy. And I was like, you go, girl. You get that Yiddy money. You know? Because it's so hard to make money with music. You've got to, diversify in some way so that you can keep doing this thing. And I was like, yeah, that Yiddy money, or, like all the different actors or whatever that have like a tequila or vodka. I'm like, I want a tequila. I want the happy drink that makes everybody dance on tables. Why am I not doing that? Okay, Snoop Dogg. That's a really good answer. Okay, overrated and underrated holiday. What holiday is completely overrated, and which one should we be paying more attention to?
oh, this is kind of a hot take for I don't want to like piss off any Christians,
It's
but
okay. You can.
Easter is overrated to me. Not Easter like what it like I know it symbolizes like Jesus resurrection stuff like that. Like I'm not trashing on any of that, but I guess just like the vibes, like Easter vibes is just not for me. Like the color schemes, the eggs everywhere even though like bunnies don't lay eggs. I don't understand why there's eggs everywhere. Like I don't know, Easter just makes me mad. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it makes no sense. And then why do we have to like decorate the eggs? I don't know. It's a very confusing holiday for me.
That is the first answer that I've gotten for overrated, and I'm for Easter, and I love it. I love it. There's a great answer. Okay, what's underrated?
Underrated. Um, Maybe Christmas. I feel like the older I get, the less I am seeing Christmas lights being put out. And I absolutely adore Christmas. I don't know, something about Christmas just like brings me joy. I
What does
love
Christmas mean to you? Like, what are the feelings that you have around Christmas time?
I love snow. I love giving out gifts. I love like bright lights everywhere. I love string lights. Um, I also love decorating Christmas trees. That's really
Yes.
fun to me.
I have my Christmas tree. Someone gave me. I used to always have a real tree, and a couple years in a row, I just did not have the money to go buy it, and it was just a sad time and whatever. And so my daughter, my oldest daughter, who's 25, she had a friend who had an extra, like 6 foot tall, skinny little Christmas tree, like that was a fake tree in a box, which I'd never had in my life. And she just brought it over and was like, here, and gave us some bows, some red bows, and some red balls or whatever, and gave it to us. And I was like, thank you so much. And I love it so much. And it's like a pre lit tree, and some of the lights have gone out. So I've had to add lights to it. But when we moved into this house, I brought that tree with me, and I decided that after Christmas, I didn't want to take it down. I just liked it in the corner with the lights on. And so now we have done it, and we're not really consistent. I need to get a full set of decorations, but I leave it up year round because I don't care what anybody thinks about it. It makes me happy. And
Yes.
people are like, you still have your, like, so depending on what time of the year, like if I do a live on like TikTok or something, people will go, oh my God, you still have your Christmas tree up? Because it'll be like March. And I'll be like, yeah. And you'll see it in July and you'll see it in October. Um, I like it. I like it. My daughter puts like webs on it. And she does like a Halloween party at my house every year. And she puts webs and bats on it at Christmas. I mean, at her Halloween party. So I completely and totally get that. I love Christmas so much. It is so fun.
Yeah, we should decorate trees for every holiday. That like the
Yes.
Halloween tree, that's a great idea. I'm
So
gonna
you
start
can
doing that
too,
too.
like one of the things that I decided to do was the first one that you can decorate for is Valentine's Day, which I know Valentine's Day also gets a lot of hate, but it is pink and red and white and glitter and bows and everything girly, which I love. So I took they have those they're like giant hole punchers, but they can be in shapes. And so I had two of them that were heart shaped, and I punched out construction paper, and then I have a laminator, and then I cut them out and punched a hole in and put a ribbon and just hung those all over the tree. So I didn't really have to buy much of anything. So I had little bows and then like punched out hearts that I had cut out and made into ornaments.
Yes, DIY queen.
So super fun. I do love the Christmas tree. Okay, we got off on a little tangent there. Next up, weird food combo that maybe only you enjoy, or something that you think is really delicious that everyone should have.
That's a weird one because I feel like I have too many. Because I grew up in a very like multicultural kind of environment, and so
Okay,
I love to like mix different like random stuff. I guess. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything that's like.
what's something maybe something really delicious? That's why I add the delicious thing. 'Cause sometimes people think, well, I don't know what's weird to you. What about something really delicious that you like to make for yourself? That you go, man, everybody should be eating this. This is delicious.
Honestly, sushi. I feel like, I mean, a lot of people hate sushi, like raw fish,
I I feel
but
like I think they're more afraid of it.
yeah, I'm saying, yeah, that's very true. A lot of people won't even try it because it looks scary,
Right.
but do not be like, I would say at least try it one time.
Yes. There's so many different ways. First of all, you don't have to have raw fish if you're that scared. And second of all, go to a reputable place and you'll be fine. Like maybe don't get gas station sushi.
Yeah. Okay, actually, yeah, that's very true too. I didn't even avoid gas station sushi, but try like,
Unless you're in Japan.
oh yeah, I don't know. Mm,
You
I
said
don't
they have it in
know.
Japan?
Maybe
I
maybe
bet they do.
gas station sushi in Japan is also shady. I've never been to Japan. I wouldn't know.
I think maybe they. I've seen some like I follow a couple of models, and every time they go to Japan, they're always in some gas station, and whatever. Well, it's what looks like a convenience store. Maybe it's not a gas station, but a convenience store, and they go in and they're like looking to, and I'm like, what is this food that you are getting that is just in a convenience store, like this, like a these little tiny grocery stores, I guess. And I'm always amazed. I'm like, you just pick that up. You would never do that in the States. You're not going somewhere thinking you're going to get, like, you can, I guess, at QT now. You can go to QT and you can be like, I could get, a cube of cheese. And they probably have some grapes that might not kill me. And maybe there's a sandwich. You know what I mean? But there's not a lot of convenience stores that you're going to go through that you're going to be getting anything that's fresh and
Yeah.
not be like worried.
East Asia's definitely like upgraded at that department.
Right.
Because I went to, I don't know about Japan, but I went to Korea and I was amazed by their convenience stores. They have everything of convenience. I was like, whew, okay.
Right. It's amazing if as soon as you leave the United States, how good the food is and how Well, your body seems to process this food that's not poisoned.
Yeah, I talk about that all the time. Like I felt different when I go other places versus in America. I don't know.
Okay, next one. What is the kindest thing anyone has ever said or done for you?
Um, this was when I was in psychosis and thought I was Jesus, but there was a when I did inpatient there at a mental hospital, there was a man named Joseph who was also in psychosis, but he was like, oh, I found you, like you're Jesus Christ. And I don't know, but like my delusions were validated for the very first time. Cause like I mean, even if it is
It's
a
so real to you.
yeah, like it affects you as if it's a memory. Like even though I know now I'm not Jesus Christ, I have memories of like being Jesus Christ. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it affects me as if it was real. So like it was very nice to have that person kind of validate that. And then in the mental hospitals, a lot of times they'll give you a journal. And so we traded journals, and he wrote "blessed to be understood as a schizo" on the front of my journal, and I don't know. I think about that fondly.
I love that. God, all we want to be is seen.
Right.
I mean, that is just it. Just, can you see me?
Mhm.
Even in my dark places, can you see me? Well, God bless him. What an amazing thing. Yeah, I think it's my favorite question out of all my questions because I feel like it makes you kind of turn and look at the things what have really affected you. And I think sometimes when we do that, then when we move forward, we might notice them more. That's my hope anyway, that you might notice the things that people do when they really, really see you in a moment. And you're like, oh, okay, I've got the right people around me. Okay, and then we take a complete and total switch and I ask you what your personality pet peeve is. Like,
Mhm.
what gives you the freaking ick?
Gives me the ick. Honestly, like anything like fat phobia. Like I really, because I feel like it's becoming more common now. Like I thought we were getting better collectively at that, but I notice like diet culture is coming back.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
people are getting a lot more insensitive with the things that they say on the
Yeah.
internet and stuff like that. Um,
It's a
and like
weird.
yeah, like I have a rule. Like if I watch stand-up comedy, because occasionally I will do so. If they make a fat joke, I immediately click off and watch something else. Because if you can't think of something more creative than a fat joke, like I'm not going to support your content. I'm sorry.
100%. I don't know, and we're leaning back into the super skinny and yeah, and the more waif like you can look, the better. And not being worried about people's health at all. And you know, it's like, well, I'm worried about your health. That's why I'm bringing up your weight. I'm worried about your health. It's like there's just as much damage happening to people who are suffering because they're not eating than the people who are overeating. So how about let's do this? Let's not focus on people's bodies and let's mind our own business. And you do your thing with your own body, and I'll do my own thing with my own body. And we just won't bring it up. Because I feel like the same thing about, saying to somebody, oh, have you gained weight? I feel like the opposite should be true. Oh gosh, honey, you look like you need to have a milkshake. We don't know the struggle that the person is going through, either direction, or if they are struggling, that we need to comment on whether they should or shouldn't eat something, or whether they should or shouldn't be extra, or whatever it is. I just think the comments on people's bodies should just stop. We are more than just a body. We are a human being. We're a person with a personality, with thoughts and feelings about, you know, everything. So stop treating us like we're just a body.
Yeah.
Um, what are your words to live by?
My words to live by is the answer to everything is projection. I feel like I remind myself of that a lot. Um, like maybe somebody's mean to me or like somebody's asking me for advice. I think when you're that everything um or the answer to a lot of things is projection, it can kind of like ground yourself and like you can kind of see a wider perspective.
Gracious. Well, I really appreciate you being here with me today. This was a lot of fun. I want to say that I hope that as you move forward with your project Carnate, as it comes out on my baby's birthday, that it is met with connection and love and joy and just all the fun, and that you get to perform as many times or as much as you'd like, and that you're continuously surrounded by people who see your vision, and you can just continue to make music and make projects that mean something to you and the people that are listening. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really nice meeting you, getting to know you a little bit.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks a lot. All
Yeah,
right, have a good day.
you too. Peace out.
All right, bye.